Hello and welcome to the Arena Sports Show. My name is Clauiee Grace Mpanza. Absolutely excited to have, of course, you join us on another episode of the Arena Sports Show. So much to talk about. A lot has been happening in the world of sports, but today is a little bit different. Normally, I'm the tallest one, or part of the tall people. Today, I am the shortest person in this episode. Breaks my heart. But on my right, we've got Mahlatse Mphahlele, my favorite influencer, of course. And alongside him, when we go straight to our background, we've got Jele and Ngwenya. And of course, my very own Mkaya, who's not a stranger on this show. Happy Jele joins us as well. Gentlemen, we'll start with you, Jele, because I think you're the tallest one from the trio here. How are you doing, Jele?
I'm all good. Thanks for having me on the show. It's good to be here.
It definitely is a pleasure. Mkaya, logo. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for inviting me back.
Yes.
On the show. And yeah.
Today you bring a special guest. The reason you're here.
Yeah, the reason I'm here, there's something nice that you can see next to you, Jele. Mr. Mahlatse.
Can I touch it?
No, you can't touch it.
You can't touch it.
Where is the glove?
Okay, we need to give you
Please bring us the glove for this thing. I want to touch it.
we need to give you a glove before you touch it. But
Yeah.
I brought this something special. You know, this weekend it's a big game.
Yeah.
You know, Magesi versus Sundowns, the final in Bloemfontein.
Definitely.
Yes.
And it's going to be a special one, which we'll talk about in just a bit. But Mahlatse, I know you're doing A-okay. I can see you're smiling.
Yeah, good.
You've had a great sporting weekend, I can tell.
Yeah. I watched this man play football. I call him Shagalino. You know, he used to do his things, skipper there, you know. Central. Yeah, you can go to war with skipper, you know. So yeah, it's nice to have them here. Yeah.
We're in safe hands today.
We're in safe hands. Creative, Sumnandi. Defensive, Sumnandi. Now 6. Done.
Striker.
I'm the striker. Let's support Junior.
So defenders 6 and 10.
I mean,
We're done. We're complete.
Cooking. I hold it. I give it to Jele. Jele does this own thing. Yeah, under pressure, skipper, please. Must stop, eh?
He will definitely do that. But a lot, of course, to talk about. But before we get to that, let's find out what's happening in your top stories.
Excitement is building up in the lead up to the Kali knockout final between Magesi and overwhelming favourites Mamelodi Sundowns at the Free State Stadium on Saturday. Mamelodi Sundowns and Bafana captain and goalkeeper Ronald Williams is one of the 5 nominees for the coveted CAF Player of the Year award. 3 Springboks in stars, lock Yeben Elizabeth, winger Cheslin Kolbe and utility forward Peter Steph Dudoy have been nominated for the Men's Player of the Year award, while emerging fly half such as Feinberg Mgomezulu has been nominated for the Breakthrough Player of the Year award.
Definitely a lot has been happening in the world of sports and keeping us on our toes. That's exactly what to, of course, glued on our screen and hopefully glued as well at the stadium. All right, so star of the week, always a difficult task, of course, when you have to choose someone that has impressed you in the world of sport. I might have an assumption that everybody here is going to choose a footballer, so I'll go first. My star of the week is Jorge Martin, the Martinator.
No surprises there.
No surprise there. Okay. I mean, I am a petrol head, right? Yeah. So it's great to see him, of course, being the MotoGP champion for 2024. After 2023, he failed, of course, missed it with 39 points. And the one thing that's nice about the Martinator, I don't know if you guys follow MotoGP, but it's just like in any competition, in any league, just making sure that you get those points. You know, I remember a coach, there's a coach here in South Africa that alluded to the fact that you must just get even the most maximum points against the small team so that you can advance to win the league. So it's the same thing. The Martinator was not always winning races this year, but he was always, of course, just within the podium, and of course making the sprint races count. So it's great to see him, of course, being the 2024 MotoGP champion. Jele, I'll come to you. Who's your star of the week?
Wow, star of the week. There's a lot of sporting action that happened this weekend.
Yeah.
And a lot of great performances. Bafana Bafana is one that stood out, you know.
For sure.
Patrick Masola scoring his first goal.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll have to go with Cheslin Kolbe. He really did it for me on Saturday. He made my night, and
man, I was wrong.
Man, the Springboks just rock, eh?
They definitely do.
He killed me. Also, I was going to go with Jason Colby for the Springboks. Good win against England, but yeah, I'll stick with Shaggy and say Jason Colby is my star of the week.
Mkaya, what about you?
My star of the week is gonna be Potito Masangai.
Yes.
You know, the way he played on that day, it was very brilliant. You know, some other people, they want to compare him with Mshishi, but I say Mina is a different player to me, you know, on his own, you know, and the way he's doing things, it's different.
Yeah.
You can see the confidence that he has now. The more you grow, the more you go to Bafana Bafana, he grows as a player. He comes back at Orlando Pirates, he do different things. So I believe that he's in the right track, and he was star of the week.
And Shag, I mean, we might as well bring you on to this one because you are also a very expressive player back in your day. So, I mean, I mean, when you look into Tito, he's been compared to so many players. The great Jomo Sona as well. At the beginning, there was a big hullabaloo at the beginning of the year. So talk to us from your perspective, you know, the kind of player that he is and really how essential he is and the different caps that he has to wear for, be it Bafana and Orlando Pirates.
Patrick Maswangai for me is a quality player. I really enjoy watching him, you know. And I think you can't really compare players like, I mean, Jomo, the era he was playing into to where Maswangai is playing now. You can't really compare the two great players, you know. I think he's different, man. I like him. I like the flair. The flair is always a part of the game that I enjoy watching, and that's what he brings, you know. You need a player like him to lift the crowd because, you know, this thing, I understand, but it's a showboating. They don't understand that it's got a psychological effect to the rest of the other team, you know. Mangalbamba, Chigana, it's got a psychological effect, and now, you know, he's even added the goals, you know, him scoring that beautiful goal for Bafana Bafana, you know, it gives him so much confidence, and more player, you have to score goals. As a midfielder, even at Sundowns, it's like that. If you don't score, you don't play. So it's good to see Maswangai scoring goals now, adding that flair, also now adding with the goals. So it's somebody I really like and I enjoy watching.
Shaki, maybe just as a follow-up, you also obviously a type of player like to express yourself, comfortable on the ball and that kind of thing. When you go in there, obviously you have to follow the instructions of a coach and the structure of the team. Sometimes when you do the tricks, and like Maswangai does, is it something that comes, or is it an instruction from the coach, or and also where and how do you do this thing?
No, Mahlatse Mphahlele, like I have to express myself on the field. I mean, that's what the supporters expect, the people that pay their hard-earned money to come and watch an entertaining game of football. So I think it was just in me, Uti. Yes, you have to follow instructions, but and you know you're not doing it only for yourself, you're doing it for the team, you're using your skill for the benefit of the team.
And I mean, Kai, when you talk about Shugela, you look into, you know, the excitement currently in South African football. We're seeing more people going to the stadium. There's a buzz now going all the way to Bloemfontein. Talk to us about that, the change, that excitement that we're seeing in South African football once again.
Yeah, the game has changed, it's involved too much. And what I like most is, like about the Bakipi flair, they're bringing back people from Makas, Bezarozo Bugela from a stadium, because it's something that they want. You know, yes, it's a business football, but when you're playing a business football, at the same time, the people that spend their last 20 bucks or 40 bucks to come to the stadium, they need those flair, because that's what they want. They want to be entertaining, you know. So I think with the football that it's playing nowadays, it's very brilliant, and it makes you fall in love again to the game, you know. Just go out there and be in the field and do your trick.
For sure.
You know, but yeah, I think it's exciting now. It's a weekend of
Of course.
So obviously we'll need people from Amasapota and different teams to come to the stadium in numbers to support the Magesi and Sundowns.
100%. And I mean, influencer, when we talk about South African football and the excitement, also from the journalistic perspective, I mean, we're seeing more people as well coming to, from your perspective, media houses coming to, of course, watch also and cover these games. Talk to us about, you know, from your perspective as a journalist, what really you're seeing currently in South African football.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I've enjoyed over the last 2 years or so, really is going to Orlando Stadium. I think the atmosphere inside the stadium is very good. You see it sometimes at Loftus during Pirates, Chiefs, and the big Champions League matches. People are appreciating the style of football that the guys are dishing out there every week. Our football is improving. For the last while, we've been complaining about the quality of our football. And what is also nice to see is the emergence of young players. Our coaches now are beginning to trust young players. It was not happening like 5 years ago. You look across all the clubs. There's 1 or 2 young players who really with promise. And that's very nice to see. But generally, I think the vibe is there. The other thing which we cannot underestimate is sort of what is happening at Chiefs. I think there's been a lot of turnaround there. There's a new vibe around. Obviously, they are struggling now with consistency. It's a new coach who's just starting out now, and but I think also if Chiefs starts get going, you have got Chiefs, you've got Pirates, you've got Sundowns, Stellenbosch, SuperSport, you know, Masukune. The other teams that are coming, I think it will contribute to what should be a very good standard of football in our country, and it will help Bafana Bafana.
All right, so there's no way where we're not going to ask about, of course, what's been happening during the week. Influence, I'm sorry to put you on the spot here, but I mean, currently we're seeing reporters under the fire line as to, but what reporting is happening here? Why are players being misquoted? Because that's not what players are saying, and players saying that, no, but that's not what I said. Talk to us about that perspective and how footballers now get to say, but this is why we don't do interviews in the first place. Yeah,
well, I guess firstly, I like footballers who come and express themselves. I mean, Tebo Ngwenya is a big player for Bafana. He's a big player in the country, and I think he's entitled to his opinion. I think the problem of what happened in Cape Town at the press conference that there was a misunderstanding between him and the reporter or the reporters. I was not there, but I listened to the audio. I think what he was trying to say, he was referring to Bafana Bafana, not to Sundowns.
Okay.
Of course, you know, there's a level of truth to the fact that mostly when Sundowns plays, there are not too many people inside the stadium. We can't run around that. Is the truth. Sundowns doesn't usually play most of their matches in big crowds. But he was not referring to Sundowns, he was referring to Bafana Bafana. That's how I read it. And also we all know, over the last past years, Bafana Bafana played in front of empty stadium. So I think that's where he was coming from. And it goes back to the issue of saying it's good to see Bafana going to Bloemfontein filling up a stadium. It's good to see, I was in PE, it's good to see Bafana going to Port Elizabeth filling up a stadium. I'm told tickets are selling like hotcakes for the match against South Sudan. It will be nice to see Bafana Bafana play in front of a full stadium. So, if a player wants to defend himself, why not? You know, it's good. It's good for engagement. It's good for discussions. Players can't, you know, are not like in the olden days where they were scared to say things and all. The people must talk. And I mean, these guys will know and play at the highest level. There was a time where you have to be diplomatic. There's a time where you have to go for the kill. And the guy went for the kill and, you know. Well, we are where we are now. I guess when you go back to the club, we'll have to explain himself. But I don't think he did anything wrong, really. I mean, you know, it's good for engagement.
It definitely is good for engagement. And Kaya, something else that is good for engagement is, of course, the final, where we're looking into David and Goliath, a team, of course, where we say it's a strong force here in South African football, Mamelodi Sundowns, going against, of course, a team that is defying all odds, knocked out Orlando Pirates to make sure that, of course, they continue their way to the final. And it's really truly been a great story for Magesi and, of course, Clinton Lawson. And Kaya, I mean, you look at the fact that in 2012, he did it with Bloemfontein Celtic. So he goes into this on hoping that he can replicate that success against Mamelodi Sundowns. Talk to us now in terms of the excitement that builds up. Before we talk about the game of plan, the entertainment that, of course, the spectators can also anticipate for the final.
Yeah, I'll start with the first question. I think Coach Lassen, you know, he did something before with previous teams, and they managed to take one of the trophy, you know, in Bloemfontein.
Yeah.
You know, and this cup is a cup of surprise.
Yeah.
If you look at last season, the way he's a corner, no one expected that Stelis is going to be on the final, TS Galas is going to be on the final, you know, and Stelis become victorious on the day.
For sure.
So this trophy, it's more for the fans and the teams as well. You know, what I like mostly it's about the fans, because the fans, they go and make sure that they are involved.
Yeah.
And which is something that we've never experienced in South Africa. You know, while they're involved, they can still vote. You know,
that's my favorite. I want to be a man of the match in Kaya. I love it.
They can still vote for the man of the match.
Yeah, I wish I was playing there.
They can still predict for first goal of the match. There's amount in all that thing. There's amount. When you vote, you are likely to win. When you predict the first goal, you might get those prizes start from 90,000, you know, going down. You can end up getting a good prize if you predicted very well in the first minute or in the second minute. So it's about the fans, and since it's about the fans, I love the engagement.
Yeah.
You know, it's profound.
For sure.
You know, it's profound for the league, for the association. You know, so for me, it's something that it's good.
Yeah.
I won't lie, it's good. And also, who else can nominate players from DDC and come and participate with
the All-Star game,
Yeah.
you know, the winning team.
For sure.
You know, Tina Sheka Zangzitoli.
Ben Bapukela from Ikfa.
Yeah, Tina, we admire senior players from there.
Yeah.
We make sure to go out there. But now, if we with DDC, you've got an opportunity. The fans.
Yeah.
You want the engagement with the fans. They are the one that puts you there and go and express. Last year, we had Abu Villagas. They expressed himself from Kaizer Chiefs, and now look at what he's doing.
For sure.
First team,
Yeah.
It means Colin Black Label is doing into it's part of development, but people won't see which is part of development.
For
but
sure.
They give you a chance to express yourself to be in a senior team. So it's something nice. And also the second question, I think it's gonna be nice. We would like people to come in numbers to the stadium.
Guess it's gonna be everywhere, Kai.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
Papi Kuba is gonna be there. You
Yeah,
know.
I'm coming early for that one.
Yeah, please.
for the performance.
Yeah, for the performance, you know. Come in, you know, enjoy the performance. And DJ Shegu is going to be there as well.
Yeah.
So it's a hometown in Bloem. So, yeah, we'll need people to come in numbers to
I would love to see what is on the playlist, what are going to be playing in the music.
Come and see.
Maybe it's piano.
When I arrive early, we'll entertain you
until it's done. I mean, Shege, you look at the trophy next to you. It's a beautiful trophy. Definitely by far one of my favorite trophies. And I mean, when you talk about trophies in the country, it's always a special conversation that I love. But I mean, talk to us about, you know, your expectation into this game. You look into Mamelodi Sundowns, where about 10 players are on international duty, and I mean 8 for Bafana, Peter Shalulile with Namibia, and Divine Lunga with, of course, Zimbabwe. So talk to us about the timing as well, and what this trophy would mean for Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yeah, it's a beautiful trophy indeed. Very beautiful. Yeah, for Sundowns, you know, for Manqoba, it's such an important trophy for him, you know, to really mark his territory, you know, as after taking over Bulani. So I think it's a very important trophy for Sundowns, and you best believe they will take this game very seriously. They won't take Magesi lightly, you know what they say about the underdog, and they've already proven themselves against Pirates, you know, against the big teams. They're a very quality football team, and obviously they have a coach who's experienced, who's been there and done that. And he returns to Bloemfontein now, where he's very familiar with the place.
Yeah.
And he'll be confident that he can do something. But I think the firepower for Sundowns is going to be too much for Magesi on this one.
Your affiliate is very clear, by the way.
You don't have to ask.
I know my surprises. The trouble is my surprises.
Too much. You remember what Magesi did a few weeks ago?
Yeah.
In Orlando.
They really did well at Orlando to beat a Pirates team that is flying, you know. So I'm sure that Sundowns won't take them lightly. I mean, that's why Sundowns has that depth, because you see now 10 players in the national team, but we've got players that are more than capable to come in and do the job on Saturday. They've already proven. Mahlatse spoke about the young players. I mean, even Sundowns are coming with these young players, and they're doing so well. Who's the youngster? You know, very impressive with his left foot. You know, Mahlatse left foot is very special.
I'm not there.
There's so much to play
He doesn't agree with you.
Looking on the side.
And it's just exciting. Black Label is exciting, like Happy has said, 100,001. Yeah. So these boys, they have all to play for. And it's going to be exciting. It's not going to be an easy game.
For sure.
I'm not saying it's going to be easy at all. I know Magesi will come on firing, and they're a good team. It's going to be a good game.
For me, I think looking at Magesi, incidentally, I spoke to the coach yesterday. You have got an experienced coach. They're a team that, you look across that team, no star players there. Maybe Sokhota and give them Dubai and the goalkeeper, the one that Coach Peter says, he's always on the ground.
Elvis,
Baroka, they produce them. So you have that team of a group of very, very, very good individual players in their own right. If they have nice breakfast on Saturday morning, they go there, they can give Sundowns a run for their money. They always, it's a cliche, but it's true. If you are a player for Magesi who 6 months ago you're playing in the NFT, suddenly you are in a final. I mean, really. If we are to have to spend time motivating you to play in a final, then you are in the wrong place. They will have to pitch up there. Some of these guys after this may be signed by other teams. You have to really go out there and do the business. For Sundowns side, I think the key thing would be Manqoba will be praying today that no injuries at that Bafana match. If the coach decides to play some of those matches. If I were the Bafana coach, maybe. Looking at the fact that South Sudan really, we should beat them. Maybe rest the Sundowns players, give other guys a chance. I'm told South Sudanese came in with 15 players, they don't have substitutes because they couldn't afford to pay for the plane ticket. So it's a match which we should take it seriously as Bafana, but at the same time, maybe rest the Sundowns players, let them be fresher for the final, and they can go there and give us something interesting. But it should be a nice game of football.
Sure.
Two styles. Magesi more fighting, the fighting spirit. Sundowns, they'll do their thing, ball on the ball, and you've got Ribeiro, you've got all those kind of guys there who like to play. So what it also makes it nice because it's two contrasting styles of football. I'm looking forward to what should be a very, very good game.
It definitely will. And I mean, Skipper, he touches on Ribeiro, and I mean, that's a player who a lot of South Africans are finding so entertaining, and a lot of people throwing that possibly footballer of the season already. So when you look into a player like him, how do you then now neutralize him from the Magesi's perspective?
He's a brilliant player.
Yeah.
I'll start about saying it's a player. He's very creative. He knows where to create space, where there's no space, but he creates space for himself, and his dribbling skills is very brilliant. His technique, it's out of this world. But yeah, man, he's a player to watch.
Yeah.
But also Magesi, like Mahlatse said, is a tricky team. They know how to play like Sundowns, but they're also a team whereby they want to grind. And a team that wants to brag, they don't have anything to lose.
Yeah.
2 months ago they played in the MFD, now they're in the final. So they'll play with no fear.
I think also it's going to be important that when they line up there, they see Lucas Ribeiro, they see Allende, they see Tibza. You don't have to be scared. You have to go
and
there and
they
compete.
also want to impress the Sundowns team. You know, and say, hey, I want to be there as well next season. You know, or next January. You never know. But it's going to be an interesting game to watch. You know, they've proven when they play against Pirate that they're a good team, against Kaizer Chiefs as well. You know, they did well. You know, let's never take it away from that. And even in the semi-final when they play against Richards Bay,
for sure,
they were fighting those boys. From first minute until the end, you know, they've shown that we are capable of doing this thing and we are capable of winning this trophy. And this trophy's got surprises. They can surprise you.
And Skipper, just to add, we also focus on the players, but the bench. They've got an experienced bench. Coach Clinton Lassen, don't forget the influence of Papi Zotwani there. Players, you know, obviously most of those players will probably not remember that Clinton Lassen played professional football, but when Papi speaks to them, you know, it will resonate with them because players need a reference point. And most of them will know Coach Papi and what kind of a great player he was. And you know, I think also behind the scenes they will make sure that they prepare very well. I'm told the environment is very good there, not too many noisy players and all that kind of thing. So I'm sure they'll prepare, and they should. Let them go there and give us a spectacle. I think for too many times Sundowns have it easy, and you know, we need somebody who can really give Sundowns a tough time. Even if it means extra time, let's go.
Penalties, we don't mind. But I mean, Shaker, when you look into the Magesi perspective, you can also look into a similar story. You go back to 2003, Silver Stars, they come in to the very first time top flight football and they make it all the way to the final. Unfortunately, their story ends at the final where they lose to Kaizer Chiefs. But now when you look for Magesi, I mean, we talk about the resilience. We talk about, of course, also the counter-attack where we've seen them. They're quite prolific in that. Now, going into this one, Elvis Chipazes has gone on to say that, hey, it's great that the fans have been voting me man of the match and I've been getting some back, but the personal accolades will have to wait. Now, how do they make sure that they convert this to a win? And also the implication on the long run, the league, because you can win the cup, right? But then now to make sure that you also stay in top flight football, what's going to make sure that they stay in the PSL?
Yeah, I know. So often these teams, like you say, they make it all the way to the final, but then come back to the league and then they struggle, you know. But I think we've spoken about the experience of the coach, you know, Clinton Lassen, and of course my ex-teammate Papi Zotwani. I'm so happy for him, you know.
Ginger.
He's doing well in Ginger, with the assistant there. So yeah, you know, Chipazeze is taking those men of the matches. He's done well. He's going to really be needed by his team on the day, you know, because Sundowns is going to come out firing, you know, and Sundowns is going to play the high press line, you know. So I don't know how Magesi is going to deal with that one, because Sundowns can really press you and put you under pressure, but. Of course, we've seen Magesi, you know, been very impressed about the way they play. It's not by luck that they're in this final. So Sundowns must give them the respect that they deserve and really go for it. Because if they drop their guards down, we will see a surprise like Jele is talking about.
Let's talk about the keepers, skipper. Ronan Williams, I mean, Africa's finest, no doubt about that. Chipazeze, hungry on the other side as well, being voted multiple times man of the match. Talk to us about the different qualities that they bring and really how they're going to assist their teams come the final.
Yeah, Rowan is a player, not a goalkeeper. Rowan is a player because he's one of the goalkeeper that I'm a passing out there, they are so accurate.
Yeah.
And he can beat the press with one pass. You know, one pass can beat 10 people and it's a goal.
Yeah.
You know, when the pressing sat down, he's so calm, relaxed. He can see all the pockets you know, is a player, and but is a goalkeeper as well. You know, he's one of greatest goalkeeper in our country.
Yeah.
He's nominated to the CAF.
Yeah.
So which is a good thing. So obviously we wish him all the best.
For sure.
Yeah, but Chipezeze has been in the game before. He played in the PSL. Baroka. You know, he's much more experienced, and you can see all the games that they were playing in this competition. Current Black Label. He was nominated as a man of the match because he was helping the team.
Yeah.
The crucial save that he did. You know, when the team is out of position, he's the one that comes and help the team. So which is it's a good thing, you know. So for him, he needs to make sure, because he's a captain, you need to make sure he motivate the guys to go out until the end. You know, it doesn't, and extra they don't need the motivation, because
everybody knows what's on the line.
In the final, it's a motivation on its own.
For sure.
You know, it just to maybe calm the players down and say, express yourself.
Yeah.
You know, this is the time whereby you need to express yourself and enjoy the game. Let's see what's going to happen next.
He doesn't try that thing of playing from the back. He's not this
he's not a player, yeah? He must stick to goalkeeping.
I'm not a coach. I'm so bad.
I'm just warning you.
No, but I'm a tactics swab. If they have to start at the back, he has to start at the back.
They must try it, eh?
Skip the final.
We'll see. But Shega, I mean, when you talk about the man of the match accolade, there's no way we can't talk about Ikram Reyners, who's also been doing well for Mamelodi Sundowns. Talk to us about how he's adapted to the Sundowns system. I know my influencer here wasn't sure about him when they signed him to Mamelodi Sundowns, if he would fit in.
I had to phone him and apologize and say, I apologize, I doubted you. You are in control now.
Yeah, you know, me too, Mahlatse, because the guys from Cape Town often struggle when they come to Joburg for the first time. You know, I remember Nathan Palser was called to the national team with us the one time. He couldn't even stay for the whole week. He had to go back home. He couldn't adjust. So I'm surprised how Reyners really adjusted so quickly in the team. You know, it shows you the scouting department at Sundowns, they know what they're doing, you know. And look what is put in the team. He's done so well. You think it will take much longer than this, but he's done so well, you know. And he's not the only one. There's other players that are doing well. You have your Mudaus, you have your Tapelo Morenas. You know what Manqoba's done this season is made sure that every player stays on his toes, that no player has a spot in the team to think this is my position, you know. There's competitions in every position, and every player that goes in there must go and show what they worth, otherwise somebody else is ready to take over.
And also one thing that the Reyners has done for Sundowns, and is one of the things that also Coach Manqoba has done, is to vary their play a little bit, because under Coach Pizzo for the longest time and Coach Udlani, they were a team that will try to open up from the midfield. But now you often see Mudau going and putting in a cross, because he knows that Reyners is there. On the left, Aubrey also sometimes he doesn't cut in, but he goes and then puts in the crosses. When it's necessary for them to do it, they do it, but they stick to their style of play, which is to try and keep the ball, share it, and then, you know, if they find the gaps, they open up. So he's helping them. He's giving them a different direction in terms of that.
I think Sundowns for the longest time have been a one-dimensional team.
For sure.
So what Manqoba's come in and done, and because you can see that in the Champions League, you know, we've got quality defenders, quality teams who just sit back. You know, so they know Sundowns will play, but now we've got a different dimension where the ball goes down the line. You can also cross for finishing a corner. If that gap is closed, whatever, we can still play in the middle, you know. Right now we don't have Mshishi, so a lot of plays going down wide.
Will control,
in the middle, so.
And also I think they've learned from Champions League, because if you check over the years or over the last few years, most of the goals are not considered in Champions League was through set pieces, corners.
Yes.
So sometimes when you your weakness, you can turn your weakness into your own strength. And you can see now clearly that Sundowns, the way they're playing now, the style they're playing now is tailor-made for the Champions League. Because I think it's time now that they really need to get back to the final. So yeah, it should be. I don't know how Magesi deals with that, but it's not gonna be easy for them.
All right, quickly, gentlemen. So I want that 90,000 that you're talking about, Skipper.
Yeah.
So how is this game decided according to you? I mean, just to wrap it up, we're going to penalties. How many goals are we seeing in the normal 90 minutes? What's your prediction for this game?
No, in terms of that 90,000 I was talking about, you predict the first goal from the 90 minutes.
Yes.
So in that 90 minutes, when the game starts at 1 minute, then that's 90,000. The more it's 2 minutes, it's 88. So it goes down with 1,000 until.
So when is the first goal happening, Galop?
So the first goal you need to predict.
No, from your perspective.
Me?
Yes, so that I can go and do the right things come game day.
90, first minute.
First minute, who's scoring?
In the 10 minute.
In the 10th minute.
In the 10 minute, that's going to be goal. But don't forget to dial star 120 star 660 hash.
Okay.
So that you can predict.
No, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Who's scoring this goal?
No.
He was gonna say if there's Mahqoba.
I can't say it, but the goal's gonna come in the 10th minute.
In the 10th minute. Yeah. All right. So are we going to penalties? How's this game ending according to you?
It's not gonna go to penalties. The game's gonna finish at 90 minutes. Yeah. So we want to see goals, man.
Yeah.
We do.
That's where we're going.
Yeah.
That's why I said Fago case.
100%.
I think I want Magesi to score first. I want to see something.
They must
15
show
minutes. I want to see something.
Shaggy, you've already said Mamelodi Sundowns is taking this one, but is it also decided in the 90 minutes?
It's decided in the 90 minutes, but I see it being a tight game. Clinton Lass is going to play it safe. You know, the more the game is 0-0 and Sundowns don't score, it's the more Magesi have a chance. So they're going to keep it safe, you know. And then, but I think second half they'll eventually lose their focus once and they'll get punished. I see a very close game, 2-0 to Sundowns.
Jeez, no goal. No goal for Magesi. Hey, that's a tough one, Shaggy. But that's.
Zanzi in world number one.
Yes, sir.
Stopping.
The other thing I'm seeing here, if Magesi, go edit the first leg Sundowns, it may be a match that is won by quality at the end.
Yeah.
Because also, I mean, with due respect to Magesi, but if you look at the Sundowns bench on average, Mukulis may come on, Maboa may come on, this Salas guy may come on. They really have, quality on the bench, which if things plan A doesn't work, they can change things around and bring in even, players who are on the same level as the ones that start on the bench. Mahema can come on, so it may come down to that if Magesi really come and push.
Yeah.
Maybe you are 70th minute, it's 0-0, 1-1, we don't know what's happening. Players start getting frustrated and it's hard. Coach may look at the bench and, but also for Magesi, you can't discredit that he may put somebody that you've never heard of, come in there, finish. So it should be it should be good. It should be good. You are not going to ask me what is their score and all those things.
No. I'll let you off the hook. But I mean, we spoke about the excitement currently in South African football, and there's no way where we can't talk about Bafana Bafana. We do know that they've qualified as well for AFCON. And I mean, Skipper, when you look into Bafana Bafana and really under Coach Hugo Bruce, when he came on and he said, listen, I'm going to change things up, I'm going to shake it up. There was an uproar, but you look into now the progression that we've made so far. Yes, we've qualified. We did well in the previous this AFCON as well. Talk to us about your stance and your feel about this Bafana Bafana side overall.
Yeah, I think the coach Hugo brought something into the team. He was keep on changing the team, but he knew what he was doing. If you look at last year before they went to AFCON, there was a lot of changes. People were complaining and what. But he stick to his ground and say, I'm doing this for South African people.
Yeah.
And he took us where? To the semis. We got bronze in the AFCON. It's been a while now. Bafana doing well.
Yeah.
Even in our areas as well. And now look at the performance with the guys, the unity that they have.
For sure.
The synergy is there. So they're doing well. We qualified now, and obviously they need to take a step now to qualify for the World Cup, which is the most important thing now. The goal, players, they can also get some teams if they go to the World Cup. So I think Hugo has been doing a great job.
For me, I'm happy with the team. I think if you check from January up to now, it's been if I was a professor marking them, I'll give them 9 out of 10.
9
out of 10.
Out of 10.
Hey, now I'm thinking 10, Skip.
Yeah, no, you never give 10. No, 9.
Give them 10. Why you don't give them 10?
I'll give them 9.
10.
Based on what? Let's hear your 9 out of 10.
Okay, maybe one mistake wrong.
You never really give. It can't be 10.
Why? Atimon.
If maybe they won AFCON, I'll give them 10 out of 10.
Jeez.
I'm giving them. I think it has been a fantastic year for the team, for the coach.
Yeah.
There was a time when there were critics, partly from us in the media, questioning things. And I reached a stage where I said, I'm no longer criticizing the coach. I support this guy.
For sure.
I support the team. Here and there, some of the team selections that I don't agree with, but the players that are there are South African players who are representing the team, and let's support them. But I also want to see going forward maybe really being given more opportunities, more minutes. The longer he gets international experience, the better for us, because if we're talking about the 2026 World Cup, I think we need to get there with players like Rele with enough caps international experience. I'm sure he will go to the next AFCON. He will learn there. He's playing Champions League now with Pirates. He will learn from the Champions League thing. I saw in the match against South Sudan, they bullied him a little bit because these guys are tall boys, and he needs that thing to really become a strong player. And I'm quite happy. Let's see what happens next year. There's AFCON next year, AFCON World Cup qualifiers. Let's try and qualify for the World Cup, and let's go to AFCON and try and win AFCON. Why not? So it's been very good.
It definitely has, and I mean, Shege, when you look into the squad, there's also, of course, his other concern that he doesn't mention, the replacement of Themba Zwane into this Bafana Bafana side. So from what you've seen as well, who is then capable to take over that role that Mshishi plays? Yeah, it's a tough one.
I'll talk about that now.
It's a tough one because Mshishi so much quality.
Yeah.
So much quality in the guy. He's one of the players I respect in the country, and just the way he controls the whole game, So it's going to be difficult to replace him. I don't think we should replace him. We should bring in a player who's got also his own character. So Maswangai is the player. Maswangai can come in there and not try and do what Mshishi does, but do what Maswangai does. And he can also make the team tick like that. So I'm just happy that he's scoring goals. For Bafana, I think that will bring confidence to him coming into Pirates as well. Pirates also have a hectic schedule now playing the Champions League. All these players are going to have to prove themselves, and we're going to need to see if they have the depth.
For sure.
To play all these games, it's going to be tough, but definitely Masonga, I think he can come in and fill in there.
fill in the gap. All right, so we touched on relay as a youngster. You look at a player, Shega, I'll stick with you on this one because of your affiliation. You look at a Siyabonga Mabena, who's also currently at Mamelodi Sundowns. Your thoughts of him and really his game time as well and his growth as a player. It's unfortunate that he had that knock in the previous game he played, but talk to us about him as a player.
Yeah, you know what? He's such a quality player, quality. And I think, you know, as much as Manqoba wants to protect him as a youngster, I think
let's just let him go.
And he needs to give him more time, because I know once he gets more time on the field, she was going to bring him in. Because he wants these youngsters. And what a quality player he is, you know, recently being voted one of the best young players in the world by FIFA. So he's one exciting player that people still going to see much of him. There's also the boy from Cape Town City who's at trials now with Chelsea, Big Boy. Quality. So,
Ralane's son, I think,
Rala surprised Ralane's son. So, you know, the quality with these youngsters, like you said, Mahlatse, it's so exciting, you know, quality youngsters coming in from everywhere, you know. And I can't wait to see all of them in the national team.
For sure. Skipper, when we talk about schedules, it's something that I remember Coach Pitso Musimane saying, hey, are you not tired of us? We also want to go have a braai. We want to be at home. So now we're getting into that period where it's really, really busy for Mamelodi Sundowns, for Orlando Pirates, and putting Stellenbosch as well for the Confederation Cup. So talk to us about, from a player's perspective, as to know how do you manage this period? Because I know every footballer wants to play. Every footballer has the desire to play, but also managing the players throughout this period. How do now coaches also handle that? Same thing for the players.
Yeah, I know it's a difficult schedule for 3 teams in South Africa. You know? I remember when I was still playing for Orlando Pirates, where the schedule was tight. It was difficult to manage yourself. You sacrificing such a long things that you must not do. You know, every time when you spend one day in your house, most of the time you're doing recovery or you're training. You know, you don't rest, but you must rest somewhere so that you can get a better recovery. So you need to sacrifice as a player. Some of the things, go and do massage somewhere for the whole thing for extra. Go and do a pool session in Region Active, you know, if you don't have a pool in your house. Some of those things you have to sacrifice, even if the team is bringing it, but also because of your refreshment, you need it and you need to play. So
happy. Just on this one, we both did the C license coaching, and how important is the periodization now? You know, when it comes to the pre-season of the players, so important pre-season, because now these players can't be training every day. They have to recover all the time. You know, we have to manage this schedule that they have. So periodization is very important.
It's key.
It's key. Yeah.
And it's interesting you mentioned that, sorry, influencer, because you also have footballers that like to train by themselves. Where I've seen this, where now you'll do your own thing, but then come, okay, because I'm trying to get game time, I'm trying to impress the coach here. They do their own thing on their side. Coach Clauiee will coach you, and you see what you're doing on the side. How do you also then handle that intricacy?
Yeah, you know, one such player is Themba's one. Themba's one, Peter Vegahlangana naye strategy. This guy is just a workaholic, you know, he wants to work all the time, but it's very important because the body science, you know, says that you need that rest. You know, it can't be work as much as you want to work hard, which is it's a mental thing. Discipline, it builds the player, but it's very important that players look after themselves and know there's a lot of games coming up, and they really have to keep to the physio and the training schedule of the team.
Talking about the schedule, I remember with Coach Pitso, I think they were playing in Polokwane, a night midweek game. They drove back. They arrived at Klokop just after midnight. They switched on the lights. They do their stuff there. Then after that, 1 hour, they took a shower, into the bus, go to sleep at the hotel at the airport. The following day, North Africa.
Sure.
That's how it works. When you come back, airport, at the airport, you go into a bus, Cape Town or Durban. So, with this Champions League, obviously the players must be disciplined and the players must really be selfless, because if you've got players who are not going to understand that you are not going to see your child every morning when they go to school, you are not going to be able to do it. And also, Coach Bijo used to speak about the sacrifices that must also be made by the partners at home and family. They have to understand that they're not going to see you for a long period of time. It's the only way you can do it, because the situation is chock-a-block. Can you imagine next season with the AFL coming back? It's going to be even worse. So people must be professional. No, those days of going to car wash there and what. Those days. You are going to be eating curry there in Egypt there. No chisanyama there. So it's all about discipline. It's about selflessness. It's about having a very good team environment, supporting guys. If you are not playing, support the guys who are playing. Not these things of if you are not playing, you are sulking or complaining. You know, and also talk to the coaches, talk to teammates. I mean, Coach Manqoba was speaking at the funeral of the guy who died from Cape Town. He was saying he was actually coaching Tabolo, but they were playing in the same position. You know, you need people like that. You know, you must understand that it's not about you. It's about the team. Because if a particular player does well, he does not only does well for himself, but for the team. And you know, if you are trying to win a Champions League, that's what you have to do. Pirates must do the same. Stellenbosch must do the same. Sundowns must do the same. You know, so support management. Support management.
It definitely is. And I mean, Shega, when we talk about sacrifices, and I was listening to Henry just after the Olympics, and how happy he was to have shared that moment with his family, with his kids, because he was alluding to the fact that my kids never really watched me play, and I was always not home. So it was always just different dynamics. Now, when you look back in your career and you look at those sacrifices that you've had to, you know, pay due to football and your love for the game, was it worth it when you look back now?
Oh, definitely. There's no regrets, you know. If you're a professional player, you know, you're going to be away from home for a long time, you know. How can I regret? I can cook now.
You can cook?
I stayed so much on my own, you know. Staying in Richards Bay, I had to leave the family. I went to Botswana, I had to leave the family and stay alone. So all those sacrifices taught me a lot of things, you know. And also at home, you know, that sacrifice, that trust issue, you know, it's not easy, you know. Sisi Vibegasha, take my trip, about 3 weeks, hey, Basazi Kaya. So, it's all those dynamics, but it's part of being a professional player, and it comes with everything.
Skipper, the lessons that you've picked up in your career alongside the sacrifices, because it was also, I mean, you look into not just footballers, but just life in general. We all go through our challenges that we all have to face. But now when you look back, what's the biggest lesson that you picked up from the game that perhaps you share with also the footballers that you mentor now?
I think the most important is discipline and sacrifice, you know, because the way I've sacrificed in some of the things, I think I did well in my career. Because of sacrificing some of the things. And just to be disciplined, you know, it's very important when to go out or you don't need to go out, where you need to train, where you're not supposed to train as well. You know, those things are very important because no one will teach you. I can say, Mara, and it just comes to you. It's like, personally, knowing every day that I need to wake up at 5 o'clock, go to the gym. At 6, I come and take my kids to school. That's part of discipline. It's a principle that you want.
And who taught you that discipline?
Coach Peter used to say the system will reject you.
I think I come from a family whereby they are strict. So I've learned from my grandmother and my mom, you know, those kind of discipline, because they will tell me 6 o'clock you need to be at home. By 6:30, you know what I mean? And Nangishange Fatuku. Fatuku nangephini. Yeah, you know, some of the things. Or before I go to a training around Trotro, mele ngenze sure ukuthi ngikapile inkuni ngifakile amalahle, you know. Ukuthi bakafika my uncle wami uvela uyabasa. Then I can leave. I wanted to. It's part of discipline, and you're doing it
in responsibility.
responsibility every single day. You know, so those things taught me a lot of things, and I still keep it in even now. I still keep it.
And by the way, even as a journalist, we sacrifice a lot because we're always following you guys around.
Oh, no, yes, back.
All over the place, we are there.
Yeah, but why?
But nobody ever says anything about us.
But why women just follow?
No, I used to. We want the interviews again.
It's no wonder why you became a captain. That discipline. Now I used to come after 6.
And you see, this is another side of the coin. That's passion.
Passion.
You know, when you know you don't want to stop, you want to play because you love this thing. You know, so it's but of course you have got to find a balance, which is sometimes a bit.
Yeah, well, you need to find a balance. You know, like obviously kind of. Akazwani ukufika early. You understand?
It must be true the way ahleka ngakhona.
Today, ne?
Akazwani ukufika early. Phela sekaphela nje. Into yakhe, but it still has the passion of the game. The love of football.
That's what you hate.
It's just need to you never learn this thing while you are still young. And discipline and money figure.
I wonder how you worked with Coach Pizzo because Coach Pizzo was something else.
You must tell us why you're wondering. He's here. Tell us, Shaka.
Oh, you didn't work with Coach Pizzo?
Yeah, I didn't.
You are lucky. No, that man.
I was sure bache ukuthi ujima ngo3, bache ujima ngo1.
Then batofika ngo2.
Uzofika ngo2 angithi.
Yes.
Yeah. And ungaqali ngo3. Ngabo 10 to 3 uyaqala uyamchika. Bese bayenza into zabo bayagcoka lapha ngo3 uyajimisa.
But I mean, Shaka, your lessons then, I mean, with everything that you've been through, jumping Amakete back in your days, I know your family is also a big footballing family as well.
Yeah, we're a big footballing family. It doesn't start with me. My dad's name is Star because he was a star at school. He used to score goals. My grandfather played, was a sportsman. He used to play soccer. And it also doesn't end with me. My nephew is at Paris now.
Left MTC.
Yeah, it's in the MTC team.
Is he a lefty?
Unfortunately.
I right.
I also right to skip, so it's fine.
I right foot.
But funny, the discipline is on another level. It's on another level. He works so hard, you know, and I'm sure he's going to make it because the way he's so focused, you know, in his life. And just wish him all the best, you know. My son is playing at Highlands. He's doing well as well. He's in under 17, so let's hope soon he will break through.
So do you coach them, like part-time?
So not necessarily coach them, but I advise them, you know, where I think they need the advice, you know, to what it takes to be a professional. I advise them, but like I say, you know, Tando is so disciplined. Steve is always watching him. This is what it takes to be a professional. You can see he's working hard all the time.
Yeah.
You know, so they know that this is a game of millions and millions of kids who want to play, and for you to play in the PSL, you have to really work hard. You have to do extra. You know, your talent just doesn't put you there.
Because they say there's about 600 players in the PSL.
Yeah, about 600. You know,
then you have got how many kids out there? So if you really want to get in there,
there's an element of luck as well, and hard work and discipline.
All right, so I'm going to introduce a new feature here on the show, Influencer, that I'm absolutely excited about. So you're basically going to get to ask the next guest a question, yeah? Whatever question it may be it philosophical, be it about football, be it about life. We'll start with you, Shege. On your side. We don't know yet. So whoever
how I'm gonna ask someone that I don't know?
Whoever it is. Hence, you can ask about a life question, right? What's your biggest regret? What could be? What's your biggest inspiration? So any question.
But it's better if you know who's coming. Then you
Kaya, I'm the host. I'm telling you the question. Come up with the question.
Since you're a host, before you invited me, you already researched about me.
Mkaya, a general question. Why are you behaving like we are off camera right now?
No, but I'm saying, if you invite...
Think about it, Shage. What's your question?
I'll start.
You want to start?
And by the way, He's
also finding about it now.
Yeah, I'm also finding about it now. She's doing this through us. I'll ask the next guest their favorite destination in the world.
Favorite destination in the world?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, all right.
Who we asking?
Shage.
Who we asking?
We don't
Any
know.
person.
You don't know. You
Any
just
person.
asking.
We are gonna. She's gonna ask this question so that whoever
To
comes
the next person.
Or whoever comes next.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. What's the? Is it a sports?
Yes, it's definitely a sports person.
Sports passion.
Yeah.
Who's their favorite soccer player?
Favorite soccer player? Okay, I'll take that. Mkaya.
Did you take your one?
No, you don't. Favorite dish?
Favorite
One.
dish? Mm-hmm.
2, if he's playing soccer,
Mm-hmm.
at the early days, what did he do before
Being professional.
being professional?
All right, fantastic. Was
Okay.
that difficult? It wasn't. I think you did a brilliant job, Mkaya. We'll forgive him after that.
Before we go, please, I can't talk to him direct. Talk to Mkaya. I need a VIP ticket for Bloem, please.
But he's right here. He can
Mari-
hear you, eh?
Mari is corrected.
I'll talk to my team.
It's sorted. There you go.
Actually, I'll talk to my team.
That's how we wrap up the arena sports
if he
show.
doesn't cooperate, I'm going straight to Osbingi.
But guys, thank you so much for joining us. We really do appreciate your insight and
thanks.
of course the conversation. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as we did. Please of course do enjoy the rest of the week and the weekend. Enjoy the Fagugezi, because that's exactly what we're doing. The final Mamelodi Sundowns take on Magesi. We'll be there. Make sure that you don't miss it. And of course, for now, take care. Goodbye.